Hi, what's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, because I do and will do giveaways. So stay tuned for that. So for today's video, I have the eyeshadow palette tag video that's been going around here on YouTube. I will be telling you all about my eyeshadow palettes. It will be like I'll tell you my most expensive palette, my most affordable palette, my newest, my oldest, so on and so forth. So this video, the tag, was started by Samantha March and Glines a few weeks ago, I believe, and quite a bit of other YouTubers have done their eyeshadow palette tag video, and I thought it would be interesting to do mine and see what my oldest eyeshadow palette was, my newest one. And when I went and looked at all of mine, I was actually quite surprised at what some of my eyeshadow palettes were, my oldest, my newest, and some of the other tags, the questions. So I'm just going to go down the list. I do have my list. So let's just go ahead and get started. So my newest eyeshadow palette, now this is newest to me, and is the Conspiracy palette. I just received this actually, just like 2 days ago. And it looks like this. And it's not drop. And it's this. So I enjoy it. I only put it on once. In fact, I think just today. So this is my newest eyeshadow palette. The Conspiracy palette, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson. So that's that one. My oldest one, excuse me, is my Stila palette. My Eyes Are the Window, the shadow palette body. And it looks like this. These are the colors. When I first got this, I wore the heck out of the white shade. And these couple ones down right here. I actually really enjoyed this palette. Now, the next one is my most expensive palette. My most expensive palette is my Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. Now, this is not the $129 palette. This is just the $65 palette. I just have a hard time, because I am a lover of eyeshadows, I just have a hard time spending much more than $65. Clearly, I have enough palettes. I don't need to be spending over $100 on an eyeshadow palette. So, but with that being said, I still spent $65 on this eyeshadow palette. I do love this. It is beautiful. I got this last year when it came out, when it very first came out, so it's just beautiful. This is such a beautiful palette. My least expensive palette, I would have to say my ColourPop palettes. I have 3 of them. I have the Main Squeeze, It's My Pleasure, and the Just My Luck. But I'm just going to show you one of them. Now, these are $12 palettes. Super affordable. The formula is great. I love these palettes. These 9-pan monochromatic palettes. I love these. They're so great. So great. And I love that middle shade too. Love it. So, the next on the list is, I did the most affordable. Okay. My smallest palette is this one. This Pacifica, it's called Tomboy Vibe. So it looks like this. Now, I don't know if, now this is my smallest palette. Now, I don't know if this would be considered my most affordable palette, but I put this in the category of smallest. I don't know how much this was. I got this in an Ipsy quite some time ago. I don't have Ipsy anymore. I like the colors, but it's often forgotten because it's so small. So that one's my smallest. Now my largest palette. Now I don't know if they meant by largest in size or largest pans, like most amount of eyeshadows, but I took it as the size wise. This palette is huge. The Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. I'm sure we all know what it looks like by now, but I'm gonna show you. This is the palette. That's my largest. I say largest meaning bulkier. It covers my head. It's a big palette. Now my everyday palette. The next one is my everyday palette. This was my everyday palette. And now it's not really my everyday palette, but I took it as like an everyday neutral palette. This is probably my most neutral eyeshadow palette I have. Now, mind you, this is probably gonna show up in another category. Just warning you. So this is the Tarte Clay Play Must Have palette. And my most colorful palette, hang on, is my Glam Like Cake palette. I think this is in a lot of people's category for their most colorful palette. I love this color. I have this green on my outer corner today. That's my most colorful. Let's see. The one with the best memory. So, I don't really have ones that have specific, super memorable type palettes that gives me a certain feeling, so to speak, because I like all my eyeshadow palettes. They are all really good, but I guess I could tell you a small story. Now, I'm considering the Marc Jacobs, the Stiletto palette, as I put that in this category as best memory. And this one, because every time I wear it, I get so many compliments. So many. And it's just such an easy, pretty palette. So that's it for that. I just get a ton of compliments. And it's just sophisticated. I feel sophisticated when I wear this too. So that's that palette. The one worth the hype is, and I kind of have two, so I'm kind of cheating, but number one is the Strawberry Dream from Lunar Beauty palette. This is gorgeous. This is amazing. I love the colors. It smells like strawberries, so this is definitely worth it. It was worth the hype that it got. I don't know how much hype it got, how long, but this is definitely a great palette. Especially if you like colors and pinks and purples. So good. And like I said, I'm kind of cheating on this one also because, of course, I have a palette drop. So, I am going with, now mind you, this is my only Juvia's Place palette, but the Juvia's Place formulas are amazing for the price. This is a $20 palette. These are amazing. The formulas are amazing, especially these shimmers. They are affordable. These pans are huge. So, if you ever, Juvia's Place, get your hands on a Juvia's Place palette. You won't regret it. Definitely won't. They are amazing. I used the crap out of this green palette, this green color, and I practically hit pan. I don't know if you can tell, but it is amazing. So definitely worth the hype, Juvia's Place. The next category, I put not worth the hype, is some people are gonna not be happy with what I think, but the Too Faced Bonbons, Chocolate Bonbons palette, not worth the hype. This palette, I mean, maybe the other palettes are worth it, but I don't know. I don't have the other chocolate palettes from Too Faced, but this one is definitely not worth it. I don't like it. It's too neutral. I feel like they made it seem like these couple pinks and this like bluish and that purple was, oh, a pop of color and such good quality. This is not as good of quality, not for the price. Not for the price. I would not pay full price for this. Good. I am glad I paid what I paid. I did not pay full price for it, so that's it. Just not worth it. I don't know. Maybe the other ones are better. I don't know, but this one, I think it got overhyped, probably. So that's it. That's my thought for that one. So the next one, from my favorite palette from my favorite brand. Now, for me to have a favorite brand, or for anybody, I feel like you have to have more than 3 palettes from one particular brand. So for me, I only have more than 3 palettes, so 4 or more from 2 brands. And I chose this one, so I'm cheating again, so I'm going with 2 because it's just 2. So I am going with the Tarte palette, the Young, Wild, and Cruelty Free. This is my favorite palette from Tarte, and it's also called Unleashed. They came out with this last year. This is amazing for this brand, because they normally do a lot of mattes, like brownie, cool tones, neutral colors. They have these colors. This is a good color. I love the looks that I came up with this palette. It's amazing. This is my favorite palette from this brand. The next one is my favorite palette also, again, is, I'm not going to show you the inside, but the Bloodless palette. My favorite palette from the Jeffree Star thus far. So there's that. My most used palette oh, where is it? Oh, it's underneath, of course. Also, again, the Tarte palette. And the only reason I'm saying, I don't know how many times I've used any particular palette, because I do not consistently use one palette for months and months and months, or one or two palettes. So my determination for most use is I've actually hit pan on a palette, pan on a color, on a shade. So that's just that's how I'm going off of most used. This probably isn't my most used, especially anymore, since I've definitely got a lot of colorful palettes, or a lot of palettes with a lot of color and different shades. But I still dip into this palette quite sometimes, not quite often, but sometimes. So, like I said, I hit pan. That's my determination on most used. I've hit pan on a shade in a palette. So that's that. Now, that is all of it. So if you've liked this video, and if you made it all the way through, thank you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, because I will be doing a giveaway soon. Just give a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video. Thank you. Bye.